Come on. Well, this is my Heritage 357, they call it, and it's obviously modeled after the Gibson Firebird. And Gibson made a Firebird 3, 5, and 7, so Heritage decided to call this a Heritage 357. They never made one that was built like this one is, and it's a really cool story about how I got this guitar and really how it was built and everything else. So Marv had to cut out one big piece of maple that goes from the back all the way up to the neck, and it's very hard to get a piece of wood that's thick enough, because if you notice, this is contoured back, so this thickness would have to go all the way from here all the way back down to here, and then he has to shape it out, and so it's very hard to make a neck go all the way through the body. But what's so cool about it is once he had it all shaped, he took it and he put this middle section, imagine the wings were gone. He took this middle section and he put it in a bandsaw and sliced it, and he sliced it into 3 pieces, 1, 2, 3. And then he took these strips of rosewood, he matched them to the other pieces, so they call this a 5-piece neck. So he had the centerpiece and the wings done, and he accidentally drilled the truss rod too shallow. So there's a little fix-it right here where the drill came through, and he messed it up. So he took this and he put it aside. This guitar sat fixed, unfinished, with the wings off of it, no electronics or nothing, next to Marv Lamb's workbench for like 15 years. So I was in the factory one day and I saw it with the wings off, just sitting, and it had, you know, this much sawdust sitting on it. And I said, Marv, what is that thing? And he said, well, he told me what it was, and I said, man, you gotta build that thing for me. And oh, no, I can't do that. This one's for me, and I'm sorry, we just can't do it. So he said, that's that. So I kept wearing him out about it, and every time I'd go in there, I'd go and I'd shake the dust off of it. And I'd say, man, Marv, you know, I just really love on it, tell him how awesome it was. And so I guess I wore him out enough to the point where he told me that, he said, Frankie, if you get a record deal, then I'll finish that guitar for you and you can have it. And so I said, man, that's a deal. If that's not motivation, I don't know what is. So I got the record deal, and I called him up and I said, hey man, I held up my end of the bargain. I got me a record deal, so what do you say about that 357? He said, man, all right.
But this is a gift to Frankie Ballard from Jim Durlew, J.P. Moats, Vince Margot, and Marv Lamb.
So I went in and he asked me what color I thought I should do, and I said, man, it just looks like such a southern rock machine, you know, so let's do it orange. So we did. He glued the wings on it, and I actually went into the factory and they let me see the process of them spraying the orange on it, and partially for the experience and partially just to make sure that it was the right color orange for me. So we got to go in and see them actually spray the guitar orange.
That's how you get the girl. Take her by the hand, stand up like a man. That's how you get the girl. Don't be in a hot-blooded hurry. Hold her like she needs you to. That's how you get it. That's how you get the girl.
It has Seymour Duncan 59s in it, pickups, and Marv hand cut this pick guard for me. He had some plastic around and he cut it to shape and just make it look cool, and the white rings to match it, and standard controls, and just really sounds, you know, like like a Les Paul kind of thing, or another Heritage 150, just the really cool Southern rock thing. It's one of my favorite guitars now, and especially because of the way that I got it and having Marv and Heritage give it to me the way they did for the record deal. It just means a lot to me, and I just love the look. It just looks kind of mean and looks like rock and roll, so that's why I like it. And I tracked a couple songs on the new record with it. I tracked along with the band as they were laying down. I was tracking the rhythm part and kind of singing along, and it just felt good to have it in my hands.
Talk right from your heart, sure who you are, that's how you get the girl. Yeah, that's how you get the girl.
Just the vibe of it is cool, you know? Makes you feel like a rock star.
Here I am, still building guitar.